What's up YouTube, it's JackalGoldKick, and in this video I'm going to be talking about music hunting, suggestions, and tips. I'm someone that's hunted for music for a very long time now, doing specific things and certain strategies I have, and it's worked really well for me. Recently these days I'm not getting as lucky and I'm not finding as many dope artists, but over the years, doing music hunting and the certain strategies and techniques that I've done, I've been able to find a lot of dope music and great music out there in the underground and indie scene that I've grown to like, and because I was music hunting, doing the certain things that I did. And I want to talk about some of those strategies and what I did and put them into a video. That way other people can try this stuff out and you might be able to find good music yourself. Because one of the reasons I music hunt is because, mainstream music wise, especially hip hop, I'm not really a fan of the type of rap they promote and make mainstream. It's not my style. I felt that way since even the late 2010s when it was getting really bad mainstream rap wise. And I feel like the underground and indie scene is where you really need to go if you want good music, especially good hip hop nowadays. And that's where I felt like I had to go. And that's what it still feels like nowadays. It feels like I have to go in the underground independent scene if I want to look for good rap and music that will appeal to me, that I'm not going to be able to get from mainstream rap, So that's basically the reason I music hunt, because number one, I don't care for mainstream music, especially mainstream rap. The stuff they promote and show on the radio is just not what I'm into. And number two, I feel like the underground and independent scene, especially for rap music, it has the rap music that I like, and it just has better music overall that you can find. That's why I like music hunting, because I can't find good music or music I care for from the mainstream. So doing it on my own and finding the music out and seeking for it and searching for it, and the underground and indie scene has been really helpful. I found a lot of dope music. So I'm going to tell you suggestions and tips when it comes to music hunting. So the first suggestion tip that I'll give people is this. First thing you could try doing, one of the things I did, is looking up type beats and looking in the comments for rappers. So basically what a type beat is for example, you could type in type beat Eminem. It's basically a rap beat that they make that is supposed to mimic what the rapper would rap on. That's pretty much what they are. So you would look up type beat Eminem, and you would look in the comment section and try to look at all the comments and look at certain channels of people that are commenting and see if they're a rapper or not. And if you can tell they're a rapper, you don't have to click on every single channel, but kind of look at their comment or gauge at their name or profile picture to try to really figure out if they're a rapper or a musician. And then what you do is, on these type beat videos, you look in the comment section, you look for anybody that might be a rapper, you click on their channel, and if you see rap music on their page, you add any song of theirs to a playlist. You could call your YouTube playlist whatever. That way you can stockpile a whole bunch of people. So what you could do is you could go on a type beat video, go in the comment section, look at a bunch of channels, and if they're specifically music related, you go to their channel, you go to the video, or you go to their channel, and then you go and see if they got songs. And if they have songs, you add it to a playlist, and then you do that with more and more. That's how I found Chankster, for example, a rapper I really like. Well, at least his older stuff. I'm not a fan of his newer stuff, but how I found him was through a type beat video. So that's the first suggestion and tip that I'll give people, is look up type beat videos of Eminem or any type of artist, basically fan-made beats of something that the artist would rap on. You go into the comment section and you look for channels or comments that seem like, or it's perceived that it could be from an artist or a rapper. You click on their channel, you see if they have songs, and you just add it to a playlist. Like for example, let's say you go to a type beat Eminem video, and the comment section has a few rappers in there. You go on one rapper's channel, you see he makes music, you add one of his songs to a playlist, then you go back to the comment section of the video, and you look for more rappers. So you find another rapper's channel, you add their song to a playlist, and then you get out of that guy's channel, and you still scroll through and finish your job on the type beat video, look for the other rappers and keep adding their songs to a playlist. And if you keep doing this, especially with type beat videos, you'll eventually compile like a pretty decent playlist of a whole bunch of new rappers you just found through music hunting on type beat videos. And music hunting in general, in this tip, it's not necessarily going to be 100% successful, because whenever I've done this, sometimes I found a lot of trash. I found a lot of garbage. But sometimes I get lucky and find something good. But it's something definitely worth doing, because you never know what you could find. You never know what musicians could lurk in those comment sections, because musicians are all over the place in those damn comment sections of the type beat videos. So that's my first suggestion and first tip. Look up those type beat videos of any rapper, of any artist. Go in the comment section, Look for those channels that seem like they're music artists or rappers. You know, look at the comment, look at the name. You don't want to just click on every single channel because that'll take too long. So just focus on the specific channels and comments that seem like they're a rapper or musician, and if they are, you click on each and every one of their channel and you add just one song from each person and then compile it into a YouTube playlist, and then you eventually can go check the playlist out and see if you found any new good rappers or if it's stuff that you don't care for. So that's my first suggestion and tip. Hunt for rappers and hunt for musicians on type beat videos, whether it's type beat Eminem videos, type beat Dr. Dre videos, type beat 50 Cent videos. You go in the comment section of those videos, you'll find plenty of rappers and plenty of musicians in the comment section if you look hard enough. And you go through each and every channel you find that's a musician, and you just stockpile and add each song from each musician to a YouTube playlist. That way you have a whole bunch of new music to listen to and check out and see if you can actually find someone you like. So that's my first suggestion and first tip. Another suggestion and tip when it comes to music hunting, this one's a little bit more weird, but it's worked sometimes. Type in random crazy shit on YouTube. I'll give you an example that worked for me. For instance, one day I looked up werewolf hip hop music. Essentially, type in weird shit, but put hip hop music next to it. Like for example, you could type in Flamingo Thunder Cats hip hop music, and you might find some crazy shit. It's worked sometimes, it really has. So that's the second suggestion and tip. Type in crazy, random, weird shit, and then put hip hop music next to it. And you never know what you could find. You could find some crazy shit. You know, you look up, like I said, Flamingo Tornado Dragon hip hop music, Dragon fucking Peach Cobbler hip hop music. You could type in a bunch of crazy shit, mismatch it together, and put hip hop music next to it, and you just might find something. Because I certainly found something doing this. Like for example, when I looked up werewolf hip hop music, I found that werewolf song by the rapper Fix Craven, and then when I checked his stuff out, I fell in love with his song Phantom. And if I never would have typed in that random shit by constantly searching werewolf hip hop music, I would have never found his werewolf song, thus I would have never found his music, Finding Phantom, which is still one of my favorite rap songs of nowadays, and I fucking love that song. Would have never happened if I never searched up that random shit, just typing in werewolf hip hop music. So that's another suggestion and tip. Type in random crazy shit and then type hip hop music next to it. You never know what you could find. Because I found Fix Craven Phantom for that shit because I looked up werewolf hip hop music, you know? Like I said, just think of anything crazy in general you could look up. Think of anything in general and crazy you could look up. It could be something like zombie, fetus, breast milk hip hop music, something insane and crazy. You never know what you can find. I think this also worked for another artist. There was another new artist I found recently that was really good. His name is like Danny Undead. He had a pretty good song called Backseat, and the reason I found that guy was because I typed in like undead dinosaur hip hop music. That's basically what I typed in, and I found his song. So that's another thing you could try. Just think of the most craziest off the wall shit that you can think of, and then put hip hop music next to it, and you might just find some interesting shit, you know? So that's another suggestion and tip. I would say another suggestion and tip maybe is looking up fan-made collabs with artists. That could work. I haven't done that too much, but the reason I'm throwing that in there is because that's how I found JB, who is one of my favorite rappers. I would say maybe my favorite rapper, if I had to really think about it. JB's an artist I definitely like, and how I found him was looking for fan-made collabs. Back in the day, I had like a Tyler the Creator phase years ago, and I always wanted to see him do a song with Eminem, so once in a while I would look up like Tyler the Creator feat Eminem and just listen to the fan-made collabs that people would make, the fake collabs, fake remixes, because it was like the closest you got to them working together, kind of like all those fake Tupac and Eminem collabs. And that's what I did sometimes, and because I did that, I stumbled upon a song called Respected, which was a fan-made Tyler the Creator Eminem collab, but it had someone else in there named JB. And that's how I found JB, was through, you know, looking up a fan-made collab through Tyler the Creator and Eminem, and one of those happened to be just that song Respected with JB on there, and that's how I found him. So that's another thing you could try, is looking up fan-made collabs of specific artists, you know. Another thing you could try that I haven't done as much as like the type beat ones, or the type beat one, another thing you could try is, you know, searching through like a generated playlist of certain songs you like. So if there's like, you go to your music thing on YouTube, you go to certain generated playlists that you have, and sometimes they'll mix that song with a bunch of stuff. And you could click on it and cycle through the mixed playlist and see what YouTube put in there. And you'll be surprised at what you find at times. Like for example, I remember I think it was Ghostfire. That's a band I think is really good. They make steampunk rock music. It was either them or somebody else, but it was something steampunk music related, and it generated a playlist around that specific song I liked. And I clicked on it, and I was checking out all this stuff in this generated playlist, and I came across someone that was like a rapper that sounded way different than steampunk music, which is kind of funny because they put someone in the playlist that musically has nothing to do with the steampunk musician. So it was like a generated playlist with a steampunk musician. When I looked through that playlist, I found this guy named Shy Jones, and he made this song called Slide Right By You. It was just in the playlist. I clicked on it, and I'm like, wow, this is really good. So thus, I found a new good rapper and a new good rap song just through like a generated mixed YouTube playlist based off of music that wasn't even rap. So that's another thing you could try doing. So yeah, that's really it for the video in terms of like music hunting suggestions and tips. I'm not saying that these are going to be 100% successful and you're going to keep finding gold and finding good artists after good artists. You will find some trash, you will find some bad stuff, but you can also find some good stuff and good artists, you know. Like I said, look up type beat videos of specific artists, look for music channels, stack up each song by each musician, stack it up in a playlist. You know, do that for a while. You can really stack up a decent amount, and then you can go through your playlist and listen to each one and see if there's any good musicians. That's, you know, like I said, that's the first music hunting suggestion tip. Look for musicians and rappers in comment sections of type beat videos. That's one way to do it. Another suggestion and tip is, like I said, look up random crazy shit on YouTube, even if it don't make sense, and put hip-hop music next to it. Whether it's like werewolf vampire hip-hop music, werewolf vampire zombie hip-hop music, gargoyle dungeons toilet hip-hop music, fucking undead dinosaur hip-hop music, just to think of crazy shit to mishmash together, or shit that don't make sense, and then put hip-hop music next to it, and you'll be surprised at what you find on YouTube. Like I said, because I was looking up werewolf hip-hop music, I found Vix Graven, who is a dope rapper that I found in the underground. Just because I was looking up werewolf hip-hop music and happened to stumble upon his werewolf song, thus I found his channel and the Phantom song. So like I said, type in weird, crazy, random shit, even if it don't make sense, put hip-hop music next to it, and you'll be surprised at what you might find. You might find some good stuff. You'll probably find some bad stuff too, because you know, one of the downers of being a music hunter, and one of the things that sucks about music hunting is it's not always successful. You know, even someone like me who's found a lot of good artists and a lot of good rappers, there's been a lot of trash and a lot of garbage I've had to go through or set through when it comes to music hunting, you know. And music hunting, I would say I'm not as, well, I don't know if I'd say I'm not as passionate nowadays, but it's a little bit more boring and agitated to do these days because I've already found so many dope artists. And it's getting harder and harder to find a good artist, and it's becoming less common for me. But that doesn't mean it'll be the same for you. So hopefully this video helps people out there if you want to hunt for music and look for new music that's in the underground and it's in the indie scene that you don't know about, and you can find some new dope music out there, stuff that's not on the radio, not being pushed to you. I recommend doing these things. Look for rappers and musicians on type beat videos, stockpile a bunch of their songs in a playlist. Type in crazy random shit on YouTube like werewolf hip-hop music or dragon rain piss hip-hop music. Anything crazy you can think of, try that as well. And like I said, some extra tips and suggestions, you could try looking up fan-made collabs with certain artists. That's how I found JB, was through the fan-made Eminem Tyler the Creator collab. And then, like I said, another additional tip would be, you know, clicking on certain generated playlists on your YouTube, and you'll find like certain artists and, you know, compiled that you never heard of before in that generated playlist. You know, that happened to me when I clicked on a steampunk song and there was a mixed playlist of it. There was a rapper in there. So yeah, those are the music hunting suggestions and tips that I'm going to give to people. This is what I've done and this is what I've used, and these are all my strategies and techniques and what I do for music hunting in general. And it's worked sometimes. I found some really good music and dope music. And if you do these same things and apply these same things, you might be able to find good music yourself. You might be able to find dope music yourself. Because I've been successful at least sometimes in a lot of these strategies. So at least I can say that. It does work, you know. But sometimes it's not the most fun thing to do because sometimes you won't get lucky. You'll just keep finding artists that suck, you know. That happens to me plenty of times, you know. And if music hunting is not something you want to do and you just don't care to do it, I can understand it, you know. It would definitely be a lot more better if, you know, mainstream music had more of a balance and they could actually promote all kinds of underground music that's different than what's on the radio. But they're not going to do that. So I'm left with the only choice of I can either stick with the music in the past or I can actually go out here and hunt for good music that's not on the radio, and I have to hunt and look for good music that's not on the radio. Yeah, it sucks, you know. Yes, I shouldn't have to do that. The radio should promote these people, but I really have no choice in that regard. And I'm glad that I've done music hunting, because I found a lot of good music and a lot of dope stuff that's not even on the radio, that's very unknown, because it gives me new music to listen to, and it shows me that there's still good music out here. You just got to hunt for it and look for it, which, like I said, it sucks. You got to hunt and look for it, but you don't really have any other choice in that regard. You got to thank the A&Rs and record labels for all the bullshit they did of not having a balance in mainstream hip-hop anymore. You know, I talked about this in my one video, why I'm conflicted about music nowadays. I feel like mainstream music is way too unbalanced, where they don't allow all kinds of hip-hop, whereas if you go to underground and independent, there's all kinds of hip-hop allowed, but it's not the same for mainstream. So music hunting is sadly something that, if you want to find good new music, you're going to have to music hunt. It may not be appealing for everyone, but it's something I've done for a while. You know, I took the burden on my shoulders, and I've done it. And I've ended up finding some good stuff. I've ended up finding some really awesome stuff. Oh, I forgot. Another music hunting suggestion and tip that I'll throw in here as well. I haven't done this as often as the other ones, but another suggestion and tip for music hunting is sometimes it's luck-based. You know, I'll say that as well. Sometimes music hunting, or trying to look for good music, sometimes it is luck-based. I'll admit that. Like, 2 rappers I found that I thought were good. Like, for example, I like Psycho by Ash. The only reason I found that song was because it was recommended to me at a specific time on YouTube. It was in the advertisement. J Positive, the only reason I know about that guy is because his song was in an advertisement on YouTube. Thus, I was pretty much just lucky to see his song that day. So, luck also plays a part in music hunting. Luck definitely plays a part. Sometimes you get lucky and find something amazing. Sometimes you just don't get lucky. So, luck plays a part in this for certain. You know, and sometimes I found certain dope music in the YouTube advertisement. So luck plays a part in this shit as well. So definitely keep that in mind. And another thing I would say that with music hunting suggestion tips, another thing I would say is you could look up, or you could, like I said, luck-based. Another thing that can happen sometimes luck-based is you'll find good music from similar names or similar artists. Like, for example, one time I was looking up Bizarre from D12. I was looking up a song he did called like Bill Cosby or something like that, right? And when I typed that in, I found another artist named Cinema Bizarre. So I found another artist through another rapper that I already knew, and it was another artist named Cinema Bizarre, and I really ended up liking their music and what I found. And I only found them because I searched up a certain artist's name and found them through someone else's name. So there's another suggestion and music hunting tip, is sometimes you'll find music artists and people that like you might find someone that has a similar name, you know. Like, I remember one time I was looking up Mark 5, who's like a kind of a troll rapper. You know, he's kind of a funny guy. He's like a troll rapper type person. He calls himself the best producer alive, but his name's Mark 5. And I remember one day I was looking his stuff up, and I found another Mark 5, but his was with a C instead of a K. And I found a song he made called Never Ever, and I'm like, this is a really good song. I like this. So those are some other music hunting suggestion tips. Is sometimes you can find good music by one day you look up an artist you already know, and you'll find something else that is in the same search or recommended that maybe has some similarities to the artist's name. Like I said, I found Cinema Bizarre through Bizarre. They don't have the same name as him, not the same music style, but they had the name Bizarre in their name, much like Bizarre from B12. So that's how I was able to find Cinema Bizarre, and their music was amazing. I would say, you know, like I said, luck definitely plays a part in music hunting. You know, another thing you could try doing for music hunting suggestions and tips, you could try looking up diss tracks. I sure as hell know that I would never even knew who Rush the Russian Rapper was if I never looked up Eminem diss tracks back then. I remember back in the day, it was like 2011, no, it was 2012. I remember I looked up Eminem diss, and because I looked that up and was looking at all the Eminem diss tracks that exist on the internet, I found Rush the Russian Rapper, because at the time he had a diss track at Eminem, and that's how I found him and his music, because he happened to diss Eminem, and I happened to find him at that time by looking up a diss track. So that can also work. You can look up diss tracks of various artists, and you might be able to find some dope music or dope artists that are dissing those artists. So those are some other ways to music hunt, you know. So yeah, I hope this video helps in general for everyone out there that wants to do music hunting and wants to look for music. Hopefully this helps. These are all the suggestions and strategies and tips I do. Like I said, go to type beat videos, go in the comments, seek out musicians, add their songs to a playlist and compile it up, searching crazy random shit on YouTube like werewolf hip hop music and shit like that, and you might be able to find some good stuff, or just search any type of crazy stuff on YouTube and put hip hop music next to it. Like I said, you could try looking up fan-made collabs. Like I said, I found JB through a fan-made Tyler the Creator Eminem collab. You could try doing that. Like I said, it is also luck-based. Sometimes you'll find an artist because you're looking for another artist, and sometimes you'll just get something recommended to you or shown to you or advertised to you, and you get lucky and find something. So luck plays a part, and luck is something that is a part of music hunting. And I would say diss tracks, you could also try that as well. Diss tracks, looking up diss tracks of any artist and finding music artists that way. You know, basically everything I've said in general in this video and all those things I mentioned, try those suggestions and tips and strategies when it comes to music hunting, and you may just find some good new music to listen to, you know. And you know, I feel like I said this in the video, but I feel like I have the gift of the unknown. I'm really good at seeking and searching out unknown good music, unknown good stuff in general that's not that known. And one of the positives and advantages and pluses also, if you're a music hunter, is if you find music that's really good, you can show everybody else that music, thus they don't have to do the work, and you can show everybody else, oh, look at this dope artist I found, you know. And that's one of the reasons I like music hunting, because since I know a decent amount, I wouldn't say a decent amount, so I would say since I did music hunting, I know a lot of good artists and a lot of good music that's unknown. I can make videos about it, and I can tell the world about it, show everyone I know all the music, and boom, I put so many more people on to music that they never would have even heard of if I never did music hunting myself and actually found the artist. So that's another cool thing, and another benefit from doing music hunting is you might find something that's dope, that's unknown, and you can tell a whole bunch of people about it, make a video about it, spread the word about it, and thus you introduce new music to people, and they don't even get it. They don't even have to go do the work, you know. So it's also beneficial to people in general, you know, and that's why I want to make this video, because I'm someone that still music hunts and still do some of these strategies. Well, the only two strategies I do these days is the type beat one and then searching up random stuff on YouTube. It's a hard process, you know. A lot of times you're not always going to get lucky, but it's worth trying out. So that's really all I got to say. Like I said, try out any of these suggestions, any of these tips when it comes to music hunting, and you let me know if any of them work. And you could just let me know if any of them work and if you have success in it. I'm not saying you're going to have 100% guaranteed success and you're always going to find good stuff, but I can at least guarantee you that you're going to find something worthwhile, because it's worked for me a lot of times. So there is some success in this stuff, and I recommend doing this because you could find brand new music to like, you could find good music out there that's not on the radio, some interesting new unknown stuff, and when you also find it, you can spread the word and tell everybody about it. That way more people get to find good music without having to do the work, and you benefit everybody else by telling them about dope music you found, you know. And I feel like I'm very talented when it comes to that. I have the gift of the unknown, you know, and I'm just really good at finding unknown stuff, especially music, you know. And I'm a music hunter, and I'll always be a music hunter, because like I said, I have no choice. Mainstream music, especially for mainstream rap, they only allow certain types of music and certain types of rappers on the radio. They're not going to allow other types like JB and Russian Rapper. It's sad, that's the reality. The A&Rs and record labels, mainstream, especially for hip hop, they are not going to allow certain musicians and certain artists on there. And I didn't like the direction of mainstream hip hop, especially in the 2010s. And I still don't like where mainstream rap is. You know, I'm not really a fan of what they promote and push. So I have no choice but to go to the underground and go to the independent scene and hunt for music to find new music I can like that's not on the radio. I have no choice but to do this. Yes, we shouldn't have to do this. They should just sign all these talented artists and put them on the radio and have a better balance like they did back in the day with mainstream hip hop. But this is sadly how it is nowadays, you know. And that's why I become a music hunter, and that's why I recommend music hunting. Those are suggestions and tips. I hope they help people. I wanted to make this video to tell people about, you know, the strategies and what I use to find music. So hopefully it helps other people out there, and hopefully you can find music doing these suggestions and tips. So yeah, that's all I got to say. This was JackalGoldKick. Peace. But yeah, a few more things I wanted to mention in this video is that, like I said, some other factors on why music hunting or finding music can be luck-based is a simple fact that, for example, 2 artists I know of, I only found because I got lucky, because I happened to stumble upon it. Blood on the Dance Floor, for example. The only reason I know about that music group is because back when I went to school, their music was played on a specific day, and I just happened to hear it and be lucky to be around it. So that's how I found them. And then like for Novi Novak, aka Rob Level, I found him because I found out about Hobson. He was shown to me, and then I found Novi Novak through some compilation video of a bunch of people Hobson was dissing, and then that's how I found Novi Novak. So luck is definitely also a part of music hunting. Sometimes you just get lucky, and sometimes it's luck based. And I would say that's the best part of music hunting, or that's the coolest part, because it's the easiest. You know, you don't have to do any work, you don't have to search. You know, sometimes you just get lucky and find something or stumble upon something, not really having to do a lot of work. And that's nice. You know, it's happened a few times with J Positive, Ash Psycho, BOTDF, Novi Novak. Granted, with Novi Novak and BOTDF, and even J Positive, I wasn't actually looking for music. I wasn't really doing music hunting, but I just happened to have them shown to me, and I happened to stumble upon them, thus finding new music to listen to. So I would say luck is definitely a part of this, and sometimes you just get lucky and find certain things. So I want people to know that. I would say this could probably cover all genres of music. I wasn't really, you know, when I made this video, I wasn't really aiming to focus on a specific genre. This is just, I would say, music in general, because I found good music besides rap doing this. Like, there was like a goth rave song I found that was really good called Werewolf by a group called VBS. It was a really good song, and the only reason I found that song and that artist and that genre of music was because I was looking up, what the hell was I looking up? Werewolf hip hop music or werewolf rock music, something like that. Typing in something crazy and putting music next to it, and VBS Werewolf was something I found, which wasn't rap related. You know, so this could work for all types of music, not just any one genre, I would say. Like some other music hunting suggestion tips that I could give that I forgot to include in this video. I would say looking up certain playlists or certain topics, like looking up horrorcore rap or certain types of music, like looking up goth music or horrorcore rap. You might be able to find stuff that way. I found this one guy named Mr. Strange because I looked up horrorcore rap, and one of the generated playlists someone made, Mr. Strange was in there. So that's how I found him. Thus, that's how I even found steampunk music and steampunk rock in the first place. And then, like I said, you could also look up like I said, you know, horrorcore rap. Project Pitchfork is another artist I know of, only because I looked up goth music on YouTube and found them in a playlist. So those are some other music hunting suggestion tips you could also try to find music in general. And like I said, sometimes it's lucky, sometimes it's having to do the work, like I said, with the strategies I mentioned, and sometimes it's this, looking up horrorcore rap and finding those playlists, or looking things like that up. You know, I found, you know, sometimes it's luck based, sometimes it's generated based. Like I said, a specific playlist that YouTube will remix of a song you like, they'll throw a whole bunch of other songs in there that you never heard sometimes, and that's another way you can find music. You know, like this other song I found that I liked was by a band called Zeromancer. It was a song called Clone Your Lover. Really good song, Marilyn Manson type, I would say, industrial. The only reason I found that song, I think, was because I was in some generated playlist on my YouTube. You know, they generated some playlist based around music I like, and they added stuff in that I never even heard, and that's how I found that specific song. You know, the Zeromancer Clone Your Lover, as well as the Slide Right By You by Shy Jones. So it can also work in terms of, you know, going to your music or something music related on your YouTube page. I see this on my PS4 a lot because I always use YouTube on my PS4, but you can, you know, go to the music stuff on your YouTube and you can see like generated playlists, and they'll like remix either music or just a song you like, and they'll put a whole bunch of other stuff in it that you never heard of, and you can just cycle through there and find new stuff. You know, because of that, I was able to find like Clone Your Lover by Zeromancer, which is a good song. I was able to find Slide Right By You by Shy Jones, which was a good rapper, and he was in a playlist with steampunk music, not even something related to his type of music. So yeah, that was just some extra stuff I wanted to say in this video. And I would say, yeah, it does cover all genres of music, because to be fair, in general, I have found more than just rap doing this stuff. So I would say, yes, it covers all genres of music. It just covers music in general, if I had to also say that for this video. So yeah, hopefully people get some helpful information and knowledge from this video. I do want to say this though, if you don't feel like doing music hunting, one day, I don't know when it's going to happen, because I need someone that I'm cool with. I'm going to have him edit this video, but it's not going to be for a while because it's going to be such a huge project. But one day I'm going to do a video. Basically, it's going to be a video montage, not a montage of music, but it's going to be a video. One day I will do a video talking about all of the unknown artists I know of putting them all on display for the world to see. And that'll be a good way for people to find brand new music just from me talking about it rather than music hunting. So if music hunting is not your thing and music hunting is something you don't want to do, stay subscribed to the channel, because one day I'm going to do a video called, like, I don't want to say what it's going to be called because I don't want to give too many ideas on how to be taken, but it can't really be taken since some of these artists I only know about in certain areas. But yeah, it'll be some kind of big video one day that I eventually want to do, where it'll tell people and tell YouTube all these music artists and all this unknown music I know about, and I'll spread it by word of mouth, and I'll introduce the whole world of YouTube and just a whole bunch of people in general. I'll introduce them to a whole bunch of new artists, because that video I want to do one day will include a lot of unknown artists I know of, and I cannot wait to do that. So if you're not a fan of music hunting, stay tuned for that video. I don't know when it'll come out, but it will happen one day. But that's all I gotta say. Peace. But yeah, people, like I said, if you're someone that doesn't like doing music hunting, or if this is something you just don't want to do but you want to find good new music, stay tuned. I don't know when the video will come out, because the person that I want to have help me he has a pretty busy schedule, so I don't know when this project will come to fruition. But one day there will be a video from my channel at some point showing basically all the good artists I know of nowadays, especially a lot of the unknown ones, and that'll be really helpful for people, and it'll really, you know, help people find good new music possibly without them even having to music hunt. So that video will come one day. And like I said, another thing you could try with music hunting suggestion and tips is looking up diss tracks. Diss tracks could work. You know, like I said, I found Rush the Russian Rapper through looking up Eminem disses back in 2012. The rapper D's, for example, he's a recent rapper I found. I don't know what year I found him, but he's one of the newer rappers I found a few years ago. I found him because I was looking up Token diss. I was looking up diss songs on the rapper Token, and I found I found him through that, and he became a new artist I liked just by looking up diss tracks, looking up a diss of Token. So looking up diss tracks of any specific artist can also help you find new artists, especially if they're doing a diss on them. So just some extra stuff I wanted to say. That's it for the video, music hunting suggestions and tips. Hopefully this helped people out, and hopefully it gave people insight on how to find some new music. Yeah, this is something I've done for a while, and I promise it'll work. It's worked for me a lot, and I'm going to continue doing it. And like I said, I have no choice but to do it, because like I said earlier in the video with mainstream rap and stuff, I have to do this shit. You know, the underground and independent scene is where this stuff is at, and you got to hunt for it. So that's something I've done for a while and will continue to do. And I hope by making this video, I can help other people find new music and things of that nature. So yeah, that's all I got to say. Peace. And then one more thing I'll say in this video is some more suggestions and tips for music hunting. You can also find new artists and new music by looking at collabs with people. Like, okay, let me rephrase this. Another way you can find music or new music artists for music hunting is you can look at some of the artists that work with some of the artists you like. For example, how I found Gadget, the artist I like, was because he worked with Deuce, you know. So since Gadget worked with Deuce, I found Gadget and checked his music out, and he was a new artist I like. So that's another thing you could do. Look at what artists they work with or what they're associated with. Look into their catalog, and you might just find more stuff based off of people that the artists you've worked with, or the artists you like based off of artists they work with. You can look at who they've worked with and check their music out. And I definitely recommend music hunting. I recommend doing this because, you know, if you don't like the way music is nowadays, if you hate the radio, if you hate mainstream and what's popular, and it's just not appealing to you, do music hunting. Come to the underground, come to the independent scene, do some music hunting, and you should be able to find some appealing music, because underground independent music saved me. You know, back in 2010, I said this in my one video, why I'm conflicted about music nowadays. You know, underground and independent, this shit saved me. You know, it made me have new faith in music, you know, and that's why I advocate for music hunting and why I think you should do it. You know, it allows for me to find it allowed for me to find all this good music that was not on the radio and was not being promoted in the mainstream, you know, and I recommend anyone out there doing that. I recommend anyone out there to do that, because, you know, if you don't like mainstream rap, or if you don't like the way mainstream is, look in the underground, look in the independent scene, do some music hunting so you can find some good music from nowadays that's different and also better than what's in the mainstream, because I've been successful in general when it comes to music hunting, and I recommend everyone takes everything I say into account in this video and do some music hunting, you know, because it's worked for me, and I can only imagine how well it would work for everybody else, you know. Like, I can only imagine if someone took my advice from this video and what they would find that I haven't even found. Maybe I'd be able to get put on to some new stuff if other people started music hunting. So hopefully this video helps you. I recommend doing it because it allowed for me to find new good music from nowadays to actually listen to, and it's thanks to YouTube and the internet and the underground and the independent scene, you know. I recommend music hunting. If you're tired of the radio, if you're tired of the mainstream, and you don't like the way things are musically nowadays, I know it sucks to do it, but you got to do some music hunting, and you find this good music in the underground and independent scene, you'll find a lot of good stuff, because I've found a lot of good stuff myself, you know. I really have. So I found, like, you know, JB, Russian Rapper, you know, J Positive, D's, Fix Craven. I found a lot of good music from nowadays for music hunting. So it's worked for me. It's been successful. And I recommend everybody else watching this do the same. If you're a fan of music, try this music hunting stuff out and try what I suggested. And let me know if it works in the comments. So yeah, I know I've been adding some pieces to this video, but I want to make sure I get everything put in this video of what I have to say. So that's really all I have to say in this music hunting suggestion tips video. Peace. And one more thing that can help is knowing certain people that are into music. They can put you on stuff. Like, for example, Druid, a YouTuber I know of and I'm cool with, he put me on Cosmic. You know, if I never would have known who Druid was, he's the one that put me on the Cosmic. He showed me the rapper Cosmic, and that's how I know about Cosmic. I like his older music when he was Chaos Steve and Slice, personally, but I would have never knew about Cosmic if it wasn't for Druid. So sometimes what can also help with music hunting, finding new music in general, is having someone you know, or someone in general that knows you, put you on artists. You know, like I said, it goes back to what I said earlier. When you do music hunting and you find music, you can spread the knowing of them to other people, you know, and it really helps. So that's it for this video, music hunting suggestions and ideas. I know I've been saying that over and over. I want to make sure I say everything I need to say and put it into this video. So for real though, it's the end of the video. Peace.